Work it, Gar.
Dude, honestly, that song's only 2.5 minutes long. I wouldn't be afraid to play the whole thing. That song fucking gets me grooving, man.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Fuck off, Josh. Why can't you just let me have fun sometimes? You're already distracted. The show just started and we have dead air.
Kaya's sitting over here eating our week 2 results.
I don't know. This is your fucking dog. Your fucking paperwork.
Well, she'll just poop paper for a little bit, I guess.
Delicious.
Odin will probably eat it.
Hopefully.
All right. So should we get into the just general chit chat?
Yeah, Josh. How you doing today?
Great. How are you?
You know, not bad. I've been worse. I've been better. Odin trying to fucking tackle me as soon as I arrived definitely threw my game off a little bit, but he seemed to calm down.
Tell me all about it. He's had a good old time with it.
I bet. Right. Josh, your dog's going to be around a lot. You can't be distracted every 5 seconds. It's going to be a problem.
Adorable puppies.
Sure.
All right. It's Wednesday, so hump day, as most people with less than a 7 IQ say. I don't know. I just don't like the term, even though I've used it 3 times a day.
I was say, yeah, you've said hump day like a bunch of times. Not even like on camera. Just on a one-on-one conversation, you've said hump day a lot.
Well,
And I said on camera, but this is a podcast, so I guess we're all just retarded today, Josh.
Yeah, it happens.
I was checking the specs on the end line for the rotary girder. I'm retarded.
Thank you, Chris. So news in the NFL. There's been quite a bit since our last meeting. I'm just on NFL.com, and I'll read down the list, and if we have things to add, we can. But the first thing is...
Whoa! Really?
Todd Bowles says Adams misspoke on the Mayfield comment, and I don't know if you heard about that, but Jamal Adams said that the reason the Browns came back to win was because they didn't game plan for Baker Mayfield at all, which I found kind of odd for a starting player to say. But
I'm sure it's true.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure they did practice for Tyrod Taylor, but they're very similar in the sense that they both run. I don't know.
God, that was so loud this week and last week.
Yeah. Around the NFL podcast, NFL slogans and show me something. So they created new NFL slogans, apparently. They have a list of what to watch for between the Vikings and Rams. We'll come back to that, I'm sure.
God, can we not?
Garlic's butt buddy and the person he was super amped up to watch play this year, Joey Bosa, says he's likely out till mid-season.
Dude, I'm so sorry I'm a fan of a player, Josh. What's wrong with Joey Bosa?
Nothing. I'm just pissed because you told me all about how you're high on the Chargers defense, and I looked into it and it's like, wow, they're really good. And then Joey Bosa got hurt the next day. So
I swear to God, Josh, it's the Chargers. They're very unlucky. I know that shouldn't be a term. Maybe they have really bad strength and conditioning coaches, but every fucking year, the Chargers.
Yep, I know. Gronk refutes his bro, not frustrated with the Patriots. I don't know if that was an intentional play on words there, but bravo, NFL.com.
Bravo.
Derek Carr wishes Hayes landed on him instead of his knee. My guess is so then Derek Carr could be hurt and have an excuse for not winning any games in Oakland this year. But I don't know if you saw that play. Did you hear about that at all?
No, I did not. I didn't catch very much football this week. I was traveling.
That's true. But the William Hayes, he tried to avoid landing on Derek Carr to avoid getting a roughing the passer penalty.
Yep.
And as he was going over the body, he stuck his leg out and awkwardly and tore his ACL.
Yeesh.
Yep. So that is just one more reason this rule is ridiculous. And maybe not the rule, but the way that they're implementing it. Aqib Talib goes on IR. LaShawn McCoy says he's going to play. Big Ben said he sold it a bit when Jason Pierre-Paul tapped the back of his helmet. And then Winston is back with the Bucs.
Yep, off suspension.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add?
So 2 things, and they're both could easily go down rabbit holes we probably shouldn't go down, but I'd like to note them. The first one being, I was having a couple of conversations on Reddit today since I'm currently unemployed and really bored with my life. What is Kaya doing? Oh, it's your piece of paper? Okay, sorry. I was distracted by Josh. Did she actually eat it or is it just ripped up? Hold on. Live news. It looks like Kaya ate some paper. Some delicious paper. It came straight from my house.
Kaya ate a third of the paper.
I hope she enjoyed it. Maybe you should feed your dog more often, Josh. How's that sound?
Well, it is close to dinner time, so we have to rush through this, I guess.
The dog ate my homework thing could be real in your case. No, but so anyways, I was having a couple conversations on Reddit today and talking about how every year there's this big rule controversy, and it's just the NFL's way of making us worry about this and literally nothing else of the bullshit they do every year. So we probably shouldn't go down that rabbit hole too deep, but just talking about how the NFL is like a shadow organization. Do you have anything to add to that, or no? Probably not.
No, I mean it's one of those things where they're talking about all the safety, and I think Richard Sherman was the one that said that they're focused on the quarterback safety, but they're ignoring everybody else's safety.
Yep.
And so there's been a lot of injuries to players that like William Hayes for avoiding the sack. He's the one that had to suffer.
Yep.
And so it is kind of one of those things where you think about it, but then obviously the concussions and CTE and all that big worry, they're kind of hushing on that.
Yep.
Closest to home would be the Everson Griffin, I guess. I say that just because
Did you read that article I sent you today?
I didn't want to. I read parts of it.
I respect it.
And but they talked about it on the radio on my drive into work. And for those of you who are unaware, living under a rock, Everson Griffin is not playing this week.
No.
No, and I'm just saying that.
Oh, I didn't know if it was a question or not.
Some of the people on the radio were talking about shutting him down for the year just because of how he was this past few weeks even.
Mm-hmm.
Easily, top 5 defender on your team, top 3 even.
Yeah, I mean, even if he wasn't the best defender on the team, he's been on the team for like 7-9 years or something like that. He's a captain. Everyone looks up to him. So looking back, I'm sure that affected I don't want to say that's the reason we lost the Bills. It's definitely not, but I'm sure that was on people's minds as they played. So
and I won't even argue with that. But it's just unfortunate that he's having that mental health that kind of breakdown, collapse, and it's being kind of hush hush. It's not even on the top parts of my news.
I looked through the NFL subreddit today just to see if there was any like Everson Griffin news, and there's like nothing. I don't know if that's out of respect or if like it's just maybe the Vikings are asking like for the news to be suppressed and like it's only running in Viking circles and but know about it obviously because you're here. But I'm seeing like no national coverage on what's going on with Everson. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but
they had it on what is it, MSN.com on the little sports tab.
Oh,
but
okay.
They had that
literally,
but it was this morning and it got shoved down to the very bottom by the time this afternoon rolled around. So yeah, they're kind of putting it on the wayside for now, and we'll see what happens with it. But definitely getting the radios around here to talk about it.
Yeah.
Should we move on to the week 3 results?
Sure. I just wanted to ask you real quick. You can just give like a one-word answer, like a one-sentence answer. Jameis Winston sits on the bench, right? Or no? Now that he's back?
It's magic.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to see your opinion because he lost last night, so I don't know if that changed things in your mind. He had a real rough start to that game. I don't know if you watched it. I assume you did.
He did, but he ended up coming back and throwing for over 400 yards. So, yeah. I mean, he turned it around, and obviously he's going to have stinkers of a game, but it's Jameis Winston. When's the last time I think he threw for 400 yards in 4 games.
Maybe. I don't know.
And that's combined, everybody. Odin left. Yeah, so week 3 results. Garlic, do you want to do the honors of discussing the outcome of that Thursday night game?
So again, I was in Texas. I fell asleep in like the first quarter, I'll be honest. But the Browns won. First time in this is their 3rd season, first time in over 2 years that the Browns actually won a game.
I think it was just Christmas Eve of 2016.
Whatever.
Yeah. Baker Mayfield came in, looked sharp, looked like a stud. He did. Yeah, it was pretty impressive. I was super excited to watch that. I'm hoping that they continue.
Yeah, best of luck to the Browns. And, it would have been okay with the Jets winning too, just because I like Sam Darnold so far. But the next game on the list here, Josh, is Bills-Vikings.
Bills came into Minnesota as a 17-point underdog.
Yep.
Ended up winning 27-6. I got to watch that entire game.
I'm honestly glad I didn't.
I had to change to sweatpants by about 5 minutes into the second quarter because my jeans were too tight around the groin. It was
from your erection. Yeah.
Yeah. My sound went out, by the way.
Already?
Yep. It sounds like Robot Man.
Jesus, that's quick. All right. Well, yeah. What am I looking for here? There we go. Does it sound better now? What?
It shocked me.
Okay, that's not my fault. That's your fault that your headphone shocked you.
Better now.
Okay. Jesus.
But yeah, no, it was an overall ugly start to the game.
Can't confirm.
Redskins fans were talking about how that's the Kirk Cousins they know and love. Fumbled twice, threw a pick. He looked bad. Like he looked good in Green Bay. He looked, decent in Green Bay, especially in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
But he looked bad in this game.
Yeah, I can't speak to it much. I honestly have not seen much of the game at all, so I probably agree with you. Not trying to trash Cousins. The only thing I can say to defend Cousins a little bit is that we ran the ball 6 times in that entire game. So it seems that's like a Jesse Madden game to me, where they go down 10-0 or 17-0 within the first quarter, within the first 10 minutes of the game, and they just panic and they act like they have to score now when it's still the first quarter of the game. And so it seems like there was some bad play calling in my mind.
They abandoned the run very fast, and the passing numbers are kind of, I feel, skewed just because when it got down to the fourth quarter, the Bills had switched to basically prevent defense, allowing them to get the unders all the time, which is why Thielen got 14 receptions.
Sure. My co-host today instead of Josh is Michael Vick, in case anyone was wondering.
Damn straight. But yeah, so overall it was just an ugly game. I mean, Kirk Cousins missed a couple wide open throws in the first quarter that could have maybe changed the way it went out because they were deep balls, and they were just wide open and he overthrew them. Moving on, Giants-Texans.
Giants win, 27-22. I don't know why you stopped talking, if it was on purpose or on accident, but...
I just figured we could move it along.
Yeah, no, I know, but you just said Giants-Texans, and they didn't say the score.
Well, you said Bills-Vikings, and I took over.
I guess. All right.
Next game, Packers-Redskins. Garlic, do you want to talk about the 49ers-Chiefs next?
No, Josh, I honestly don't know what happened in this game. I'm not trying to shit on you. What happened?
It's very similar to the Bills-Vikings game where the Redskins got up on top pretty quick and Green Bay just seemed to panic. I listened to living in Minnesota, it's hard to watch Packers games when the Vikings are on.
Yep.
Per Fox rules.
So Josh's dogs are fighting, going for each other's jugulars. Josh can't fucking breathe.
Yep. No, I get choked up over this game. But no, they went down early. And the podcast that I listened to today made it sound like what could go wrong went wrong. And so just bad play by the corners. Mohamed Wilkerson went down with a season-ending injury, they're saying. There was a bunch of drop balls from Cobb, who's usually sure-handed, as well as Adams. The only bright spot was Geronimo Allison, I guess, and he had a touchdown and decent game, but Cobb had a fumble in the fourth, and so it was just an ugly team performance from what I understand. The only bright spot to this is we signed Bashaud Breeland yesterday.
I don't know who that is.
He was the starting corner for the Redskins. Fairly solid player, so he should be able to contribute on defense and hopefully shore up this secondary in Green Bay.
Yeah. All right. So Packers lose. So that makes the Vikings loss a little bit better. Chiefs 49ers, but Patrick Mahomes continues to roll. Chiefs win 48-27. Jimmy Garoppolo.
That's 38, by the way.
What I say? 48? 38-27. Jimmy G out for the season.
Dolphins beat the Raiders 28-20.
Oh, the Dolphins 3-0.
Damn straight.
Jesus.
John Gruden continues to prove why I was not a fan of him before the season started.
You wait, Josh. He's coming.
But he did get Jordy Nelson the game of his life, it seemed. It was pretty intense watching that box score. But yeah, overall, Miami's 3-0, I believe. Oakland 0-3.
Week 3 was a weird fucking week in the NFL. Eagles beat the Colts. Carson Wentz returns. 2016 is the final score.
This next game is actually a football score, not baseball. But the Tennessee Titans beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 9-6. That was not fun to watch on the Gamecast because I was really hoping that Jacksonville would just explode with 17,000 touchdowns to Keelan Cole.
They're not an offensive team, Josh. They're a defensive team.
But Fournette sitting out might have had a little bit to do with that.
Sure. Panthers beat the Bengals 31-21.
Ravens beat the Broncos 27-14. Philip Lindsay got ejected for punching somebody in a pile.
That's what I heard.
So kind of funny there, I guess.
Yep.
Not how you want to start off your career as an undrafted rookie.
Saints beat the Falcons 43-37. Looks like the Saints will only be in shootout games this year, I guess.
Well, as long as Drew Brees keeps throwing to Michael Thomas, we're not going to complain, right?
I mean, I guess.
The Rams beat the Chargers 35-23. I mean, yeah, have the Rams put up less than 35 in a game?
I don't know. They're an offensive powerhouse, so until further notice, they're a beast until they shit the bed in the playoffs last year, but we won't talk about that. Bears beat the Cardinals. Khalil Mack continues to roll. 16-14 is the final score. Hey, Josh, this is the part where you talk. It's a podcast.
Seahawks beat the Cowboys 24-13. Russell Wilson doing Russell Wilson things. Cowboys looking like garbage, as they should.
Lions beat the Patriots in a... I don't know if it's a huge upset at this point, considering how bad the Patriots look this year, but Lions beat the Patriots 26-10.
And the Steelers put an end to Fitzmagic by winning 30-27. Although that game could have been a lot further, because I think it was 30-13 at one point.
Yeah, it was not looking great for the Bucs for quite a while.
So I'm actually surprised at that final score, because I don't think I've seen it until just now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But yeah, so that's the end of week 3. As you mentioned, it was just kind of a weird week in football.
Yep.
So
yeah, because it was 4 big upsets: the Skins, the Bills, the Lions, and there was one other big upset. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but
Cleveland, I think.
Oh yeah, Cleveland won the game. So yeah, it was a weird week in the NFL, certainly.
Yep. But yeah, so moving on to our next segment, which is the preview of NFL Week 4. I closed down my thing. Here we go.
Do you want me to tell you what your picks are? I got them right here.
Oh no, I have my picks. Oh yeah, that's right. We just do our picks. We don't go through every game.
I mean, you can talk about games that excite you. Obviously, the Vikings play the Rams Thursday night. I don't think there's any way we win that game, but we shut them down last year, so maybe.
I mean, I'm excited because I can watch Green Bay play on Sunday. So even though it's against Buffalo, I'm a little scared.
I was going to say
what happened in Minnesota.
Yep.
But that is a perfect segue into my lock for the week. Buffalo is going to lose. Green Bay is my lock.
Gotcha. My lock is going to be Jacksonville over the Jets. I'm thinking the Jaguars are at home. They're going to get their ship right. The boat's going to come out and be aggressive again, the same way he was against the Patriots. And so I'm picking Jags as the lock.
So are you thinking 250 receiving yards for Keelan Cole with 3 touchdowns?
No. Probably for D.D. Westbrook. And then Leonard Fournette will have 4,000 rushing yards.
No.
None of these other games really excite me too much. I mean, I think the Bengals have a good chance of winning. I'd like to see Carson Wentz continue to do well against the Titans. But my upset this week is actually going to be Arizona over the Seahawks. Josh Rosen is officially announced as the starter, so I'm picking Arizona as my upset this week.
And he looked bad when he was in, but who knows? He came off the bench. So
yeah.
I'm hoping that you're right in that, just because that means DJ is going to get some touches, get some carries. His usage has been pathetic so far this year.
Yeah.
So hopefully they realize who they have as an offensive weapon, because I drafted him number 2 overall in the league, and I'm pissed right now.
I drafted Le'Veon Bell number 2. Fuck off. At least your guy's on the field.
Yep. I'm excited, and another reason why I'm rolling on that Cleveland train. They're my upset of the week. And so I'm trying to find them on the list here. They're at Oakland. So I think that
Cleveland's going to go all the way to the West
Oakland
Coast. Damn.
And kick John Gruden in the nuts.
Like 30 minutes before we're going to leave, you give me the heads up.
Did you mean to press that?
I'll go to the bathroom, I'll crap the booze out, have a mint, good to go.
That's what Cleveland is saying right now.
They're saying that they're good to go.
Good to go. But yeah, they're my upset of the week. Another game that I thought maybe you'd have picked them as an upset was Miami over New England. That was on my list of potential upsets, just because Ryan Tannehill has been killing it this year so far, and New England's kind of looked spotty at best. And so I believe New England was a 6.5 point favorite, but I could easily see Miami coming in there and winning.
The only reason I didn't pick Miami is because Miami does usually beat the Patriots once a year, but it's in Miami, so that's why I didn't pick Miami.
I suppose. But yeah, no. So that's our lock upset picks of the week.
Do we want to talk about our standings real quick since we have these? Just our lock upset standings, or no?
Oh yeah, we can. I mean, there's not a whole lot to talk about right now.
No, I know. Just say our points. I guess I'm just this whole segment was just to brag that I'm beating you this year.
No, yeah. Oh yeah, no. I suppose you're 3.5 to my 2.
Yeah. So far the only picks you've gotten right is in week 2 you picked the Chargers as the lock over I think Buffalo, and then last week you picked New Orleans as the upset, and then I got that half point from Cleveland. I had the same Chargers pick plus the Tampa Bay upset plus the Chicago lock last week. I'm looking at 3.5 points, Josh. You can't catch me.
Was it the Chargers over Buffalo?
In week 2, I think so, yeah.
Oh, now I feel bad for picking the Green Bay to beat Buffalo. Since maybe next week we'll implement that rule. Anyways, who are your locks this week?
My lock was Jacksonville, and my upset is Airy. A-R-I.
Right. Perfect. So that brings us to our redraft week 1 results.
That concludes team name. Oh, sorry, wrong
podcast. Yeah. I don't remember the buttons for my sounders, so I'm just going to push buttons until I find what I want.
Oh, God.
Watch your language in front of the lady, punk!
I don't think that's what you wanted.
Maybe that's a better choice. Okay. You know? Such a better choice.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Well, Lottie frickin' dog!
Okay, so we can edit those out. I don't care.
We're not gonna, but...
All right. But yeah, so moving on to our redraft league week 3 results. My notes say week 1 still, so that's a little awkward. First matchup, Battle of the Beauties.
There you go. Stole that one, did you?
Maybe.
Shout out to Walters and A-Dub.
I mean, Walters listens to it. I doubt A-Dub does. Walters will probably text me. When do you get this posted? Like,
It'll be up by tonight.
So if you get it up,
probably listen to it in the morning.
If you get it up at 8:30, he'll text me at 8:35 because he does that.
Yep. We're 20 minutes into the podcast, but I'll text you 5 minutes after starting. He listens to it on 2 times speed.
It's 4 times speed.
Thanks, Walters. Love you.
But Jamie beat my wife, Nikita.
That just sounded bad.
Jamie wins 115 to Nikita's 106. Jamie had Carlos Hyde put up 24, Galladay put up 17, and Rogers do 20. Barry Sanders for Nikita had 18.3. Devontae Adams had 18, and Antonio Brown had 17.
Yeah. Matchup 2, Willie and T. This matchup was the matchup of the week, or at least the closest matchup of the week. Willie beats T 123.5 to 123.3. T got absolutely fucked.
Willie was thinking this when it happened.
Yeah, Josh, I'm honestly not 100% sure which one it is. Oh, yeah, it's the time sign. Hit times.
Sorry, pardon me. Can I just check this out?
Willie checking his score.
D+. Oh my God. I passed.
Oh, man! I got a D+! I'm gonna graduate! I wish we'd known each other. This is a little awkward.
That was Willie, huh?
Yep, that was Willie, and then he was saying that was awkward to T after he rubbed it in his face.
Yep. So Willie had Mahomes with 25, Kelsey with 19, and then Collins with 16. Was that Alex Collins? Yeah. And then T had Adam Thielen with 24, Juju with 20, and Rivers with 17. T's got to just be, I don't know, tail between his legs walking home after losing by 0.2. That's how I won not one, but 2 playoff games. I won by 2/10 last year, 2/100, something like that. But yeah, poor T.
Derek, he put up 129 versus Nate's 110. So Derek got the win there. He had Fitzmagic for 25, Cooper Kupp for 17, Funchess for 17. Nate had Kamara with 34, Newton with 30, and Clement with 10.5. A very top-heavy team for Nate.
What can I ask? What's the 118 in brackets there, or parentheses?
That was, I believe, last week's. I don't know why some of them have them, some of them don't, but that's their projections from like last week.
Oh, okay. I was just curious why those were there, but you put them there.
Kayak, quit eating drywall.
So, everyone, let's all be fucking excited. Garlic, the Legend Johnson, gets his first win of the season, beating beating Gare Bear, of all people, 142.6 to 121.1. Garrett, I love you, but suck my dick. I had to get on the fucking leaderboard at some point. I got to win, baby. We're 1-2. I had Deshaun Watson drop 25. The AD, Adrian Peterson, dropped me 24. And Isaiah Crowell got me the 2 touchdowns, 19.1 on Thursday night. And then Garrett had Robert Woods, Big Ben, and OBJ. What?
Well, Lottie frickin' da!
Thanks, Josh. Thanks for supporting me. Thank you for chewing your ice into the mic as well.
Yeah. Jordan, first off, Jordan had the second lowest total points for the week for a team. And he won because he played Brad, who had the lowest number. Jordan had Christian McCaffrey with 21.4, Alex Smith with 17, and Julio Jones with 14.6. Brad had Todd Gurley with 24.6, Golden Tate with 12.9, and Latavius Murray with 8.
Damn. Matchup 6 is going to be Josh and Hammer. Josh had to run away to attack his dog. Josh beats Hammer 140.4 to Hammer's 136.8. It's another close matchup. Josh had Drew Brees drop another 40 bomber for I think the second time already this season. Michael Thomas put up 23, and then Matt Breida put up 14.7. Hammer had Mike Evans with 25, Saquon Barkley with 22, and then Will Fuller with 21. So both had pretty good team.
I am killing in my fantasy football league.
Thanks, Rafi. So Josh won because of Drew Brees' 40, but congrats on the win, Josh.
Thank you. That's my third one.
Fuck off, Josh.
So we copied a segment from another podcast that we we both listened to. I'm in the league, Garlic's not, so kind of weird. And theirs is Plaxidentally Shot Themselves. So that's when you
said
have
Plaxidentally right for the first time, I think.
I think so. But that's when a player on the bench would have given somebody the win. I messed around with another name for it. You got played. Worst name ever. I'm sorry, but I'm an idiot. And so now we're going to go to the league as a reference and call it Stinker Tinker Troubles. Another bad name, but it's a little bit funnier because Stinker Tinker is exactly what I do on Sunday morning. And so, Nikita, you would have won with Carson. Oh, my God. You would have won with Chris Carson or Calvin Ridley in your slot position. T.
Whoa. Do not talk about your wife's slot position on the fucking podcast, Josh. Jesus, this is not a smut podcast.
Apologies. T. We already know you lost by 0.2. And I was going to say, if you would have played your other defense, because you somehow have a benched defense, you would have won. But I looked and saw that your bench defense got you -4. But so you would have been better off just benching a defense because your current defense got you -1. So yeah, you would have won without a defense. Nate would have won with Mike Williams over Evan Ingram. Brad would have won with Jordy over Diggs, Anderson, or Chris Thompson. Hammer wins with anybody on his bench except for Mac or Tyrod Taylor over Amari Cooper.
That sucks, Hammer.
Thanks, Hammer. We had our side bet of the, oh my God, now I got to click around and I don't know what I'm at. We had our side bet. T, you may have lost by 0.2, but you won the side bet. So you'll get $5 tossed your way at the end of the season here. And so for those of you who don't remember, the side bet was immaculate reception or the receiver with the most receptions. And so that was Adam Thielen, who was on T's roster. Upcoming matchups. We have Josh, that's me, versus Brad. I'm projected 119 to Brad's 97.
We got T playing Nikita. Nikita's projected 122 to T is 118. Going to be another close one for T.
We got Jamie versus Derek. Derek's projected 125 to Jamie's 115.
We got Willie playing Nate. Willie's only a half-point favorite, 116.5 to 116. This is going to probably have to be our matchup of the week.
Ding, 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 ding. Maybe, I don't know. Jordan, projected 107, losing to Garrett, projected 117.
And then we got me playing Hammer. I'm projected to lose to Hammer, 109 to 126.
I do want to take this time to acknowledge that there are 2 undefeated teams in our league right now.
What?
it goes to myself and Jordan.
Oh, God.
And so we'll see who remains undefeated after this week, if any of us. Exactly, Tim Allen. But yeah, so that's the end of that. I didn't notice any notable fantasy adder drops today. Did you?
No, I don't get updates about it, so I guess I didn't pay attention on ESPN.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to open my phone to check. It's too far away.
Absolutely not.
But the side bet for this week is called Blackjack. So for those of you who listen to this podcast, hi, Mom. That is a team with a starter closest to 21 points without going over. So 19.9 or 20.9, I should say.
Would 21.0 not work as well?
21.0 would work, but 20.9 works. 21.1, no dice!
Jesus, Josh, that was someone's ears are bleeding right now.
I hope it's yours, Bears fan.
Aw.
Just kidding, buddy. Have fun in first. And so, God, my tummy hurts. I drank my drink too fast. Dynasty League, week 3 results. Do you want to cover matchup number 1 on the list?
Sure. Josh beats Hammer 183.2 to 129.65. Josh again had Breeze. God damn it, Josh.
Oh, man, I am killing in my fantasy football league.
This. I should not have given you more new sound bites. So Josh, like I said, wins. He had Drew Brees again and Alvin Kamara. So Josh really likes his New Orleans offensive, not matchups, but hookups. And then Devonta Adams got him a mean 18. Hammer had Thielen and Sanders and Buck Allen, all with the in between 20 and 17 points.
Connor beat Kevin. Connor had 127.25 versus Kevin 99.2. Connor had Chris McCaffrey with 21, Fitzmagic with 29, Kelsey with 19.5. Kevin had Newton put up 30, Jordy put up 28, and Stills put up 15. Keep trying, Kevin. You're going to get that first win. I can feel it.
Dude, I feel so bad for Kevin. Willie beat Jalen 147.5 to 109.05. Willie had Jared Goff, who got 29 points. I'm surprised by reading that right now. Jarvis Landry with 20, who Jarvis Landry actually threw a 2-point conversion. And then Sammy Watkins with 17.5. Jalen had Mike Evans with 25, Saquon Barkley with 23, and then James White is surprised with 14.1.
That's actually Kevin White.
Is it Kevin? Okay, it just says White, Josh.
No,
How the fuck
James,
would I know?
It's James White. Come on.
God damn it.
Come on, it's James White. Matchup 4, Derek with 182.6 beat
Kaya!
beat Garlic with 81.35. That's 81.35, not 181.35.
Yeah, I've rested my team. Like I was talking to you about earlier today, Josh, or maybe yesterday. I think it's important to give my dynasty team rest. I know it's only week 3, but we saw Derek was coming in hot. I was thinking, what? I'll rest my starters. I'll make sure they feel good for next week. So I made sure everyone on my team got a good rest this week.
Derek had Matt Ryan put up 44, Michael Thomas put up 23, and Will Fuller with 21. For resting your starters, Gurley still somehow scored you 24.5.
Oh,
Zach Ertz got you 12, and Jordan Reed got you 10.5.
Yeah. And then so matchup 5, T beats Nate 157 to 99.7. I think Nate might have been resting his guys as well. T had Mahomes put up 27, Carlos Hyde put up 24, and Juju with a mean 20.6. And then OBJ for Nate put up 20.
Let me tell you why I suck.
Okay.
I did not mean to push that one.
God damn it, Josh.
I'm bad at button barring.
Rams defense, it's never a good sign when your defense is your second highest score. Nate's Rams defense had 17, and then James Conner with 14.5.
We had 0 stinker tinker troubles in this league.
Yeah, there were
a lot
all
of
the matchups
blowouts.
were, I would say all the matchups were complete blowouts.
And I'm going to be completely honest. We might have. I just didn't choose. I didn't want to look because our benches are so deep. But I don't think we did.
The closest matchup was 127 to 99. So
yeah, probably not. So that is the end of our Hidden Oaks Dynasty League.
You're not going to preview week 4, or?
Oh yeah, I suppose preview week 4 for that. We got Hammer projected 131. No. Sorry, my computer wanted to update. Hammer's projected 131. Connor, you're projected 148.
So Connor's looking for a dub there. I'm playing Kevin. It almost doesn't feel fair. It's like I'm playing a bye. I'm projected to beat Kevin 142-65, but Kevin hasn't changed his lineup for the week yet. So
Nate's projected to win 137 to Jalen's 137.
what?
Jalen is 4 foot 3 inches tall, so it's a height competition. Then again, Nate's only 4 foot 4 inches tall, so
The battle of the midgets right there.
absolutely.
All right, Derek.
The Lollipop Guild.
Derek and T. Derek's currently projected to win 141 to T's 123. And then Josh is walking away, so I'll keep talking. Josh is projected to beat Willie 154 to 126. So the only close game here is Nate and Jalen, who are both projected exactly 137. And I don't know off the top of my head if either of them have any non-starters in the lineup, so those projections could easily change. It is only Wednesday night after all. Welcome back, Josh. We're done with the Week 4 preview for the Dynasty League. What's next?
Oh, well, as I said, there was no stinker tinker troubles for that league.
I mean, probably
we
not
talked
when
about the upcoming Matt. There's really no notable fantasy add drops. T added Indianapolis's defense today, so good for you, T. Don't know why you'd add another bench person, but good for you. Now we're going to get into what everybody wanted to listen to, and that is the Blood, Sweat, and Beers Week 3 Dynasty team matchups. I added it in this week because I had nothing to do at work. You're welcome. Also, I just wanted to brag that we... Oh my God, Garlic, do your job.
Josh is done.
Oh, man, I am killing it in my fantasy football league.
We are killing it. We're 3-0. Hidden Oaks with a victory of 102 over Zero Girlies, Zero Cups with 58. Mahomes with 31. Michael Thomas with 18. And Kareem Hunt with 16.5. Zero Girlies, Zero Cup had 16 with Lynch. John Brown had 11. And then Tom Brady with 8.5.
Yeah. So check my balls. Beat Brett Squared 108 to 92. Check my balls had Adam Thielen with a mean 17. Geronimo Allison with 14. And then I'm guessing that's Antonio Brown with 14. Brett Squared had Mike Williams with the 22. Who the fuck is CMC?
Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey with 20.4, and then Alex Collins with 14.9. So Brett Squared had some pretty good big point guys there, but he must have had just shit on the rest of his lineup, I guess. I don't know.
First place Bears fan beat Jonos Burton 108.5 to 101.1.
So wait, just Bears fans undefeated? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Oh, just say first place in real life.
Real life, yeah.
I got it.
Yep. Bears fan had Barkley with 20, Fuller with 18.5, and then Jordan Howard with 15. Jarvis Landry for Jonos Burton had 16, Melvin Gordon with 15.5, and Kenny Golladay with 14.
Cockknocker lost to TD My Pants 97 to 110. Cockknocker had Deshaun Watson with 28, Mike Evans with 22.7, and Cooper Kupp with 14.8. TD My Pants, the champion of that matchup, had Cam Newton with 33.6, Todd Gurley with 22.1, and Emmanuel Sanders with 15.8.
Erect Dicker had 79.5. They lost to Alex Smith first round, 122.5.
Isn't that the same kid we destroyed week 1?
Yep. Alex Smith had Goff with 30.5. Robert Woods still got that LA connection there. With Woods had 29, I guess, and then Kelsey with 15.5. Erect Dicker had Wilson with 19.5. Crowell with 18, and Gio Bernard with 17.
Gio Bernard still plays in the NFL.
Wow.
All right, Dalton Abbey plays Futbucker. Dalton Abbey wins with 112 to Futbucker's 105. Dalton Abbey had Aaron Rodgers with a mean 24, Carlos Hyde with a mean 23, and Chris Carson with 19.4. Dude, I'm really curious to what the background noise is going to sound like this week with your dogs fighting literally the whole podcast. Hey! Quit being dicks! I took care of it. I'm sure that's going to sound great on the podcast too. Then Futbucker had Alex Kamara, Alvin Kamara with 26.5, Matt Stafford with 20.48, and then Tyler Lockett 16.2.
There were a few stinker tinker troubles in the BSB league.
Just a few.
And we've got Jonos, who would have won with Watkins over Hilton or McDonald over Howard.
No one's ever going to start Vance McDonald.
Did you see that stiff arm?
It was pretty good, but
It was. No one's ever going to start Vance McDonald. You're right. But Watkins, and no one's going to start Watkins over Hilton, but it's just for the fun of the bit. So, F off, Gar.
Boo, your bit sucks.
Cockknocker would have won with Jakeem Grant over Amari Cooper. That is a little bit more reasonable considering Amari Cooper is Amari Pooper most of the year. And then Futbuckers would have won with AP over Deshaun Jackson or Albert Wilson over Deshaun Jackson or Diggs.
Josh, how many times do I have to tell you? It's not AP, it is AD.
Anyways, moving on. That's the end of our recap for week 3. Week 4 in BSB, Blood Sweat Beers, or Butt Sweat and Beers if you really want to laugh.
Butt Sweat Beers.
Butt Sweat Beers. Is that a combination of beer and butt sweat?
I mean, it's just butt sweat. It's just.
If so, it sounds like
It's just butt sweat without butt, sweat.
I guess.
We talked about this in the Slack, Josh. Come on.
Yep. I'm going to apologize ahead of time. I did not check to see if anyone updated their rosters. And so if you did and it's a different projection, well, do it.
Why are you apologizing to these people, not the other 11 matchups we've already previewed?
Because they're Australians and they might send spiders in the mail. I don't know.
They're Latvians and Chicago Indians too, Josh. All from foreign countries.
Chicago might send a gun and like a self-shooting gun in a box.
Guns are illegal in Chicago, Josh.
Right. Good one.
They are.
I've actually visited Chicago once. It's a beautiful city, except for all the trash and homeless people and hippies, and it's just
Jesus,
dirty.
That took a turn fast.
But it's got great pizza. So,
yeah. Now that I'm
just
depressed,
kidding.
Josh, let's preview the matchups. I guess.
I did enjoy the city. It was fun. I got to walk around alone. People were nice. I was even wearing a Packers jersey, and people were nice. And
you
so
wanted to get shot.
I was at the draft. Give me a break. Hidden Oaks projected to win 114 against TD My Pants 103. I believe these are the
I feel good.
4-0, baby.
one of these teams is going to be
now.
4-0. I was just going to say we're both 3-0 teams.
TD My Pants, bring it on, bitch.
Check My Ball. Oh, yeah, I'm just going to do 2. You can do the next 2. Check My Balls is projected to win 110 to Dalton Abbey's 105.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Jesus criminy Christ.
That one's pretty loud. Jono's Burtons is projected to
Hey, I
beat.
tell you what, you can take a good look at a butcher's ass by sticking your head up there, but wouldn't you rather take his word for it?
You have no idea what these different buttons are. Why do you
I'm
keep
just hoping
pressing them?
I'm just hoping I push the right one.
Oh my God, Josh. Doing a podcast with you is draining me. Juno's Burtons is projected to beat Erect Dicker 100 to 92. Cockknocker is projected to beat Brett Squared 102 to Brett Squared 64. Brett Squared has got to update his lineup, I'm guessing, with that low projection. Or his team just fucking blows, I guess. I don't know.
I'm hoping so. Futbucker projected to beat Alex Smith first round 108 to 96.
And then Just Bears Fan is projected to beat Zero Girly Zero Cup 103 to 97.
His team is still 2 girlies, 1 cup, but I refuse to acknowledge that lie.
Yeah, he has no girlies and no cup on that fucking team, and we will not have it, damn it.
We do not lie on this podcast. We are knowledgeable individuals, and we know how to read.
Let me tell you why I
I
suck.
pushed the wrong button.
God,
They've done
fucking.
studies, you know.
Hang on,
60%
I'll find
of the
it.
time.
You're Josh?
You have an
reading.
absolutely
Oh, hang on, I found it.
It's called reading. Top to bottom, left to right. Group words together as a sentence. Take Tylenol for any headaches. Midol for any cramps.
Shut up.
And for those of you who had to listen through all that,
Let me tell you why I suck.
because I don't study
What the
which
heck are
buttons
you
are on the
guys
button
doing?
bar.
Trying to ruin my life and make me look like a friggin' idiot?
Yes. That's all I got.
Is that it on the agenda?
Yeah. We made it.
Josh, we're only at 43 minutes right now.
Oh, I'm going to read you some of my fan fiction for Game of Thrones. That should fill the next 27 and a half hours.
I'm interested. Oh, we can talk about our personal fantasy records.
I guess.
All right, so this week was actually a good week, relatively, for in the land of garlic. The first 2 weeks of the fantasy season for me, I was 2-6 in all my 8 leagues. This week, I went 5-3. I won my most expensive league and my second most expensive league. Most of my record. In 6 of my 8 leagues, my record is 1-2. I'm 3-0 in the league we share, Josh, and I am 0-3 in a different league. So my overall fantasy record for the season is currently 9-15. Not great.
My overall record is 14-7 right now, so
Boo.
it's not the best. And that's being weighed down by a team in which I have Todd Gurley.
Your dog's a fucking dick.
Yep. So I'm 0-3 in a league where I have Todd Gurley, DeAndre Hopkins, Cam Newton, Allen Robinson, Trey Burton, and Joe Mixon.
Josh,
I'm 0-3 in that league.
I'm not even 0-3 in that league, and I have the worst team in the league.
Yes, you do. If you look at the
James White is my starting running back.
If you look at the scores, I have been outscored by over 100 points to the next most. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. I've played the week high every week except for one. And that's this week where I played the second high.
There's only been 3 weeks, Josh.
So I'm hoping it turns it around.
Don't you remember what the Coon Rapids people told you, Josh? Play better defense.
I suppose I should. But I'm 3-0 in 3 leagues. That's the Hidden Oaks redraft, the Blood, Sweat, and Beers, Butt, Sweat, and Beers, and then my Star Wars league with my Galaxy Quest friends, as you would call them. I'm 3-0 in that league. I actually texted them today to say, just send me the imaginary trophy now.
Josh, have you been paying attention to the Blood, Sweat, and Beers Slack? I'm pretty sure we're going to have to pay money at some point. We should pay attention to that.
Really? I haven't looked. I haven't gotten any updates. I just get the annoying news updates that let me know when someone's in and then when someone's out and then when someone's in and then when someone's out. It's like watching porn, but text version.
Yeah, see you have a million notifications come to your phone from Slack 24/7. I have my notifications off for Slack, so we're probably the 2 worst people. There's like a poll in there one of us should have voted on at one point, but I defer all the votes to you.
I'll tell you what, BSB League, we will donate all of our profit from this podcast towards the league.
So we're going to give the league our debt because we lose money doing this podcast every week. Shh. Oh. Hey, Blood, Sweat, and Beers, you want all our profits? Yeah, buddy, we'll package them up real nice. We'll send them to you. It'll look like a bill, but it'll be a check, I promise.
But yeah, so that's the end of... I started off 6-1 in week 1 for my leagues and then 4-3 the next 2. Other than that, I don't have a lot.
Yeah, I never introed the show. Now that I think about it, this was the Hidden Oaks Overdose Fantasy Football, this was the Hidden Oaks Overdose Football Fix podcast. We'd like to thank you for joining us. Never be afraid to like us on Facebook or email the show, hiddenoaksoverdose@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your feedback. Ryan Walters emailed us. It was last week or 2 weeks ago. Ryan Walters was the winner of the $5 for the person to actually listen to it.
Hi, could be the deal now.
You can run over there.
Okay, well, Vikings are terrible.
So yeah, we'd appreciate you if you engage the show in any way. It seems like all the people we wanted to listen to this podcast don't listen to it. So it's like Bradley, T, Derek, Willie, people from our redraft league and from our dynasty league. So those people will never listen, so they won't hear me diss them. So all you guys are bitches and jerks. All my Latvian and Australian friends, we appreciate you. And Ryan Walters, we appreciate you as well. So I got nothing else, Josh, unless you got anything else to say. Thanks for having me.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna share this podcast with my Star Wars Galaxy Quest.
Are you
group.
really?
Absolutely.
I was thinking.
I'm not going to add their league into this because we have people who are still playing Le'Veon Bell in their starting lineups. It's a free league, so yeah, it was just for fun. It is actually a lot of fun to trash talk in there. Just for those of you who are in that and are listening, if you do choose to listen, I'm very lazy when it comes to that game. So if I need to do something, just send me a private message.
Yeah, I think the only other thing I was going to add is that on Reddit, I think I'm gonna. Maybe I'll phase it out, but I think I'll maybe do a couple posts on like our NFL or our fantasy football or something, or our Minnesota Vikings. Just let people know we have a podcast, since our friends won't listen to it. Maybe other people will.
Please don't post it to our Minnesota Vikings, because the only thing I'm going to get in the email is FTP.
I know, but at least is getting those emails not better than nothing? At least give us something to talk about. Like, we could have a full segment of people just reading emails or comments, and we get none of those each week right now.
That's a good point. You
can post it in the Green Bay subreddit if you want.
I have nothing against the Minnesota Vikings as a team, and I'm sure that a lot of people don't have a lot of things against the Green Bay Packers as a team, but our fan bases blow. Like, we hate each other.
There's a lot of bad fans out there, certainly.
I
can't refute that on both sides. There's a lot of bad Vikings fans. I'm not afraid to say it.
I'm not afraid to say it either. And I'm just going to go ahead and guess that Just Bears fan in the BSB League is a garbage Bears fan.
Why?
I don't know. I just want to trash talk someone.
He should, if you listen to this Bears fan, you should change your team name to Khalil Mack fan, because that is your fucking team right now. There's no Bears. There's just Khalil Mack.
Pretty much. Khalil Howard, because Jordan Howard's a stud as well.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, Josh Mitchell signing off.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Like a bunch of losers in Minnesota.
Thanks for having me, Josh. Dude, your dogs were so loud throughout that like whole podcast. I'm not like mad at your dogs. I'm not saying it wasn't fine, but that's gonna be in the background. I'm interested to see like how that affects the show, certainly. Why don't you fucking feed your dogs? Okay, well. Oh god, my ass. Now, did you let them both upstairs or where are they? Yeah. They heard you pick up the dish.